The New Learner form is a form you must complete when a new learner comes to their first session. Please note that it might look a little different on your smartphone or a tablet. A new learner must be done the first time a learner comes into a program. The best way to make sure that it's their first session is by asking. As we have many programs, a learner might have been to a session at a different program, so always ask if they've been before. Once a learner has completed this once, they don't need to complete it again when they come in for other sessions. You can access this new learner form in two ways. Firstly, you can go to your Trello, and in this forms card, you can see the new learner form. If you click on the first card, it brings up this window. And you can see under descriptions, it has a link for the new learner. So you can simply press that and it will take you to the website where you can fill in the form. Alternatively, you can go straight to an internet window and type in leap.ngo/new learner. And that should load. We do this new learner form so that learners go into our database and because we're government funded. You can tell the learner that we collect all this information because we need to report to government, but that they don't have to answer any questions that they're not comfortable with answering. For most of these questions, for example, if you scroll down to do you identify as Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander, there is an option where you can say that you'd rather not say. All the information that we do report to government is de-identified, which means that the learner's name and their phone number doesn't go up with the rest of their information. Part of this form asks for really basic information. If you see the red asterisk, this means that the answer must be filled out or selected. If there is no asterisk, then you can leave it blank. When you press on the date, a calendar should automatically pop up, and in yellow you'll see today's date. You should always be doing it with the learner live, so it will always be that yellow box. The first name of the learner and the last name, it's important for them to be spelled correctly and for their entire name to go through instead of a nickname. This will stop anything from duplicating in our system. So if someone says their name is Chris, you can ask them if their whole name is Christopher and put that in. Now you can fill out the last name and put in a suburb. This first email within brackets learner matching is something that helps our database sort the people that we put in. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a complication, but it's easy once you get the hang of it. Please note that this does not refer to the learner's real email. All you have to do is write in the first name of the learner and then an @ with their last name and then write .com. The instructions are right above in text over here. So you can see an example, first name @lastname.com. Please always make sure that the first name and the last name that you put in this learner matching section match the first name and the last name that you've put earlier in the form. Now you can put the person's real email, if they have one or if they want to provide one, over in this column. You can then put their mobile number in and a daytime phone number if they want to provide that. You can then fill out the gender part and birth date. Please note that it's easiest to change the birth date first. Sorry, the year of birth first. So might require a bit of scrolling up, and this might be a bit more difficult on your mobile phone. But you can select the date that they were born on the calendar and then submit it. You'll ask for country of birth, main language spoken at home, and whether they're Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander. Now, as you can see in this drop down, there are always options that say rather not say. So if anyone is not comfortable with disclosing or talking about what they identify as, it's perfectly fine to say rather not say. The same goes for disabilities. If the person says that they would rather not say, just put in a no. If they do say yes, there is another section saying what type of disabilities. In this section, you can select one or multiples. So once you've selected one, if you press again, you can select another. Now, if you've made an incorrect selection, you can press on this little cross and it will get rid of what you've chosen. This next section is so that we can track how our learners progress. It's a bit of a skills assessment to see how they are when they first start off. After they've attended 5 sessions, we ring them up and we ask them to rate their confidence and their skills again. This helps us see if our programs are effective and if there's anything else we should be doing. The first one is how often do you use your device? And there are a couple of options here. It's best just to read them out to the learner or to show them on the screen and they can select. So we'll say a couple times a week. How they rate their digital skills, and these range from below average to excellent. How confident they are when they're using their devices independently. And what they're doing on their devices. With this one, you can select multiple categories. So if they're using emailing, but they're also using Facebook, and perhaps managing their files and their photos, then you can select all of those. And as I said before, if you make any mistakes, you can always cross them out if you hover over these little crosses. Just make sure that if there is an asterisk, that there is at least one answer in the field. We also ask them if they have internet at home and what they would like help with. This can be quite brief if you would like it to be. This last section asks 2 questions. The first one is about My Aged Care. Because Leap is a My Aged Care provider, we ask clients if they would like any information about the government services that are available to them if they're over 65 or 50 for Indigenous Australians. If they select yes, we will email them or give them a phone call and let them know more about the government services that are available to them. This is not limited to technology help. This question about the Be Connected program at the end of the form is there because some of our programs have a small grant from the Be Connected program, which is a federally funded program for digital literacy for older Australians. If your learner opts in by selecting no, they will gain free access to an online learning portal which they can use to learn more about technology. If they select yes and opt out, they will not be signed up. We will provide you with more information on Be Connected and that website in another video. The last thing that you must select is where you mentored your learner. So scroll down the list and choose where you have been mentoring for that session, and then click Save. Once you click Save, it will redirect to a new page confirming that you have submitted a new learner form, and will give you all this information. Now, I went back and took out Chris's name as he's not a real learner, but this will say their real name instead of please delete, as I put in a note as I made it. So you can check that all their information is correct if you would like to. If anything is wrong, then you can just send us an email or let us know over the phone that some of the information is incorrect. Now that's all done. You can exit out and begin your mentoring.